Love to see you. What's going on, you guys? I'm feeling it. Still on with the boxes? Hey! Oh my God, you guys. I just can't believe all of this. How you doing? How's it going? Let me see if I'm live over here on Instagram. Yes, I am, but I accidentally moved. There you go. Now you can see me. I'm so happy to have you here. You guys, I am rushing in from rehearsal. Hey, everybody. Hey, David, what's going on? Hey there, Ward Wilson. Okay, now I'm going to bring him in. So Newton, just stay right there in the guest room, baby, and I'll get to you in a second. I'm rushing in from rehearsal. Literally, I got here at 5:50. That's 5:50 for those of you who don't understand what 5:50 means. And I was with my cast, and so my cast has run home to get themselves together and to be ready for us and everything. And here we are. And why am I having a bad internet service moment? Let me check that out. So as you see, I have no makeup. This is me in the all natural. I've been bringing stuff to the theater. So you see, I've got boxes of stuff over here. But I'm so happy to be here with all of you. Hey there, Kelly. Hey there, Quentin. I'm so glad that all of you are here. For some reason, I'm so sorry. The Wi-Fi is acting crazy. Now it's better. And I'm going to take a breath. So I've had a pretty interesting week, you guys. Yeah. The show's about to open on June 6th. We're about to go into tech on June 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And I have got my whole cast here. And if someone, hey guys, would you do me a favor and text Newton and tell him to come on back in. And as you can see, the way this is set up, you can see a little bit of my camera over here on my phone, but I'm so happy to be here. Phil, unfortunately, has got some stuff going on. He's got lots of work happening, so he can't join us this week. But I am here with you, with my wonderful cast. And I'm so excited and happy to be working with these people. The name of the play, Greenwood, 1964. True story that happened between Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte. Really wonderful. And not only do I want them here so I can publicize the play, so I can tell you about it, but also because these are creative people. And having creative people means, they're going through an awful lot to make their dreams come true. And since this is about making your vision possible, there are lots of stories they have to tell. So instead of me just telling you all about them, let me turn something on, because I love to do my videos, so that you can check out who these wonderful people And now it's not working. I can't even believe this, you guys. The first time I'm having my cast on and the Wi Fi is acting crazy. I don't even believe this. It's never acted this way before. Let me see if I can get. Let's see. There, right there. So I'm waiting for Joy to come back. I'm so sorry, you guys, that the Wi-Fi, it never happens. It never happens like this. And I know that I came in here. So, let's just see what happens. We're missing someone. Newton should be coming. So I'm going to ask everybody's indulgence. And that is this, that we go out and I'm going to turn off my computer, you guys. Welcome, everyone. Folks are saying welcome. I'm going to turn off my computer. I'm going to come back in 5 minutes and the Wi Fi will be working, or I'm going to throw it out the window. Yes, that's what I'll do. So let's go back. Let's go out because right now I keep stopping and starting and I can't take it. So give me 5 minutes and we'll be back. Come back, Ward. Come back, Quentin. Come back, Kelly. Come back, Instagram. Come back, Facebook. All right, you guys. Ciao. You guys. Wow, I can't even go off. Doggone it. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties like crazy. My whole computer's acting up. Well, I'm glad to know that everyone goes through technical stuff, and I'm sure you understand. Huh. Wow. Oh, wow. This is. Oh, hey, everybody. There's my Brazilian people. Wow. This has been quite a time. Let's see. Hopefully. Yeah, we're live. I'm glad. Hey there, everybody on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for coming back. Muhammad and I were just talking about how we're noticing that a lot of people are having Wi Fi issues.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but it's all good because we're here now. So let me introduce you guys to this fabulous cast. I'm directing this really wonderful play entitled Greenwood 1964. Thank you, Ward Wilson, and everyone else. And thank you guys for hanging in there and coming back. Hey there, Facebook. Hey there, Instagram. Hey there, you, the tube. And it's written by Mohammed Ali Ojarigi. And there he is. You see him up there in the upper left hand corner for me? There he is, the peace sign. It's a true story, you guys, that happened when Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte took $60,000 down to Mississippi in 1964. And they were not greeted by the security people they thought were going to meet them. They were greeted by SNCC, and they were greeted by another voting rights group, and they were greeted by the KKK as they traveled. And so they were ambushed into hiding, playing Harry Belafonte as Tracy Dukes, playing Sidney Poitier as Newton Mayenge. And the one added factor to this, which is the writer's dramatic license, is adding Fannie Lou Hamer, our gorgeous woman holding it down in the middle, Joy D. Michelle. Woo! Woo! And they are tearing it up. Let me tell you. So I'm so glad you guys are here. Muhammad, where did this idea come from that you would write this wonderful play?
Well, the idea stemmed from. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having us on your wonderful show. It is a pleasure to be here. Um, the idea sprung from Belafonte's documentary "Sing Your Song." Um,
Mm.
I went to see it like in 2011, and I was actually moved to tears. Everyone was ushering out of the theater, and I sat there just like, wow, the magnitude of this man's life, of all the things that he did, the humanitarian things, and the story that stuck out was this brotherhood that started back in the day, at the American Negro Theater, and between Poitier and Belafonte, and myself coming up as an actor, I felt it was like, man, that's just so rich, and I didn't hear of any stories being told of these two men at all, and this brotherhood, and I just imagined them on stage together, these two iconic men who both came up together, both have the same sort of background, around the same age, couple days apart. And I just felt like it would be a fantastic story to tell about brotherhood and then the trials and tribulations within the context of 64.
And it is a wonderful script. Everyone we send it to just loves it. And that was 11 years ago, right? That you started writing this,
Yeah, it's
that you
almost,
wrote
I
it.
would say, yeah, well, almost 12 years ago. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Mm.
Wow. And
yeah,
here we are 12 years later.
yeah.
I'm glad because I don't think I I was directing one person show. So oh, I know you waited in time for all of us to be old enough to be involved in this project.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Newton Mayenge. So tell us you're playing Sydney, and what's really fabulous is you have an interesting story to tell about Sidney Poitier.
I do. I do. This when this opportunity was presented to me, it was literally like icing on the cake. It was a full circle moment. I had the blessing and gift to have Sydney as a mentor his last
Mm.
5 years of his life, and I spent a lot of time with him, and it was an opportunity. He always talked about, man, wouldn't it be cool if you played me one day? He said that to me. I remember that, and this comes up, and I'm like, it brought tears of joy to
Mm.
my eyes, and I'm so grateful. Obviously, I can never fill his shoes. I even told him that then, but I wanted to make sure that I had his essence. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to be playing my mentor, and frankly, quite frankly, everyone's mentor. I mean, without him, we wouldn't be in the positions that we are.
Mm.
Him along with Harry and Fanny, of course.
Fabulous, fabulous. And Tracy, Tracy has an interesting story. Now, what drew you to this project other than it's looking for you?
Well, actually, I just recently found out that one of my father's close friends from his Apollo days was Harry Belafonte's manager for 20 plus years, starting in about 85. And he also ran his Belafonte Foundation. And he was just so excited that I had the opportunity to play in this production, and he called me to congratulate me and give me his blessings. And he was like, man, I might be the only person who could give you some inside information on him. And he dropped that bomb on me, and I was just blown away by his relationship to him. So
Mm.
I'm it's a blessing in disguise in a lot of ways.
That's wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. We're gonna get to all that and how the energies just bring all of us together. And then we got all of these men here, and then we got this pretty lady
Woo!
playing Fannie
Hello.
Lou Hamer, Joy D. Michelle, my friend with the hair. I love her hair. I put my hands all in it and everything. And her talent is just Joy. How did you get drawn in to Fannie? Do you have any
Um,
connection in your soul or something?
in my soul, I do, in the sense that, wow, I have a personal connection to the idea of fighting for justice, and really had a personal experience with what racism and
Mm,
police violence has done um, in my family.
mhm,
So that was like something that really drew me to this. And then just seeing knowing who she is as a person in terms of how strong she is, how she's a formidable person that came from a place of what other people may call poverty, but she was rich in so much. She didn't have money and she didn't have proper education, but she had good common sense. And she also knew what was right. And she had this deep heart for humanity, that went beyond just Black people. She wanted to see humanity be better. She wanted to see everybody be better. And that's, the quote that she has, until we are free, no one is free, that really rings for me. So just thinking about where we are right now and what she was doing back then, and how the idea of what it means to vote right now. And when I hear so many young people who say, "Oh, I don't vote, it's not going to make a difference," it just drives me nuts. And to know that what we were dealing with and currently dealing with Project 2025 right now, and what it just, all of it. I feel honored to be a part of it. I feel so blessed and grateful.
Joy, you bring up something so powerful about this play because it takes place in 1964. And I know whenever I do work that's a period piece, this is the essence of the story always has to somehow apply to what we are going through now, right? So that especially young people who come and they hear it, they understand, they can relate to what's going on. And isn't it interesting how there's not a search for us to search to see how this still applies now? Muhammad, and all of you, please jump in. How do you feel about that? Though this takes place in '64, there's so much of this play it could just be done right now. I'd
Yeah.
like to, please.
Oh,
Go
Muhammad,
ahead,
please.
Tracy. You got it. You got it. You got
Go
it.
ahead, Tracy.
No, you got it, sir.
Oh, well,
I,
no, I
I,
mean,
go ahead, please.
Newton, go ahead. Go ahead, brother. You got the floor.
Um, this thing is so visceral for all of us right now on so many levels. The things from the discrimination piece to um, the lack of humanity, absolutely very prevalent right now. So it's very real to all of us. So those watching this present day, it's literally looking at what we're experiencing today, which is unfortunate to even say.
Can you be more specific? Experiencing in terms of, because they don't know the play, experiencing.
Racism, sexism, discrimination, um, Black people being presented as less than, rights getting taken away. We talk about voter registration rights and things like that in the play, but rights as we speak are being stripped. Every day, we're seeing a group of people, Black people, brown people, whoever it is, women, rights are getting just stripped, or at least attempting to at a high level. And it's not okay. So that's very reminiscent of what this play is as well, because it makes me feel that way,
That
to
is
say the
so
least.
true. Please.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the parallels between now and then, even seeing uh, some of the issues from the entertainment aspect of things, the fights that they still had to these high caliber entertainers in the world and in their respective fields, still having to overcome plenty of hurdles and obstacles. A lot of politics came into play. It's still very modern. I mean, it's happening these days right now. It's very a real feeling, uncertainty of, taking a stance and it possibly punishing you in your craft or something like that. And you finally get to this platform and having the strength to still speak up about the plights within your community. Just very honorable. And I think that it's a lot of parallels to today's times and speaking up and being an advocate for, you know, everything that you believe in.
Yeah.
I think at the possible expense of your career in some sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think even for me, to take another road is a call for us as a people. When you look at these men, these iconic men, were very privileged. And they worked their way up and got to a position, and were kind of living through um, black excellence in that early stage before we titled it Black Excellence. Then it's happening now. We have more people that are Black excellent in our world today, that are isolated, that are kind of doing their own thing, and they're taking care of their folks. And there's not much unity that happened where a Belafonte Poitier come together and do something about something bigger than themselves or whatever it is, a greater cause. And I think the play is a call to action for us to look at
Mm.
all the different things that we have going again. Everyone has something going on in their lives, and it always will be that way. But there's a greater cause where unity is necessary, that we need to harness that and focus on that so we can move the needle. Because if we're talking about, look at where we are and how far have we actually come. It's like the game is just shifted, and there's just different terminologies now, different ways of navigating. But how far have we truly come? The game just changes a little bit, and we really haven't come that far. You can only go far if there's unity involved,
Mm-hmm.
uh, within the
Mm-hmm.
process of, as a collective.
I so agree with you. If I do feel like I feel like you said, there's more Black excellence now. There are more doctors. There are more opportunities for us to go to be educated, for us to travel. We're making more money. Black women are more successful. All of this thing is happening, and now the needle's being moved, so it's being taken away. DEI was about having excellent people, gays, women who were mostly white, and Black people, of people who are not white men, the opportunities for a job, not to give it to lesser people. And then you look at our history that's being stripped away. So there are rights that Sidney, Harry, our parents fought for, that we've
Yeah.
enjoyed, and now they're being taken away under the auspices of making a country great again. But who was it great for?
Mm.
Never great for us. Ever.
Mm. Never
Mhm.
great in that. I want to stay on that, and I want to bring in something Soul Singer says here: to Black, brown, and all women, your rights are under attack, but your power is strong. Yes, we've seen this before, and we will rise again. This is not the end; it is the call to keep fighting. Just what you're
Yes.
talking about, Muhammad, and Joy, both all of you talking about, it really is a time for us to come together. And,
You
and
know,
I And I don't, if I can say
so
that, I don't feel that we come together in a sense, and then we get comfortable. We come together in another sense, but this is a time to go, no, we really need to change the needle for us to come together in a real, forever way.
Yeah.
Joy, please.
yeah, someone sent me this post, and I know I'm gonna paraphrase a lot of it. However, the gist of it is, it was the breaking down of the Black society and how they did it going inward. Because once we got the idea of, we had to be by ourselves for a long time, right? And by ourselves, we built our own businesses and had our own neighborhoods and had our own banks and all those things. But then the idea of, oh, you need to be segregated you need to be integrated, that then moved us into a whole new place. And then they started to make certain people feel special. So now you've got the Harry Belafontes and the Sidney Poitiers, who are the special ones, right? And so now
Mhm.
you're separate from everybody else because you're special. And when
Mm.
you start to separate all those people who are doing well, that money's no longer flowing in the community because nobody's in the community anymore. Everybody's
Yep.
outside just with themselves at this point, right? And now right now in this time, we have more millionaires and even Black billionaires right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I stand with if a company doesn't stand with us, I don't stand with them,
I'm
right?
with you.
However, where are the people who can get together and mobilize and go, if we're not patronizing this particular store, where can folks go that's Black owned, that is
Yeah.
equal to it, right? How can we really make sure that the word is getting out, that we can come together and really support each other? And I feel like this is the responsibility of the artist right now. And
Yes.
so many of us we're afraid to speak up, and we're afraid to say anything because this administration will shut you down real quick if you do. And I
Yeah.
feel like the fact that we can bring these characters to life and say, hey, like Muhammad said, here's a call to action. We can't,
Mm-hmm.
we've got to pick up the helm where Nina Simone and Harry Belafonte and all the folks who had a voice back then and said, we've got to do something. We've got to do something now more than just be entertained. We have to really teach because our history is being ripped away.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to just jump in on that really quick as well.
Please.
If they at that time had Mr. Poitier try to sign a document to discredit one of his mentors, Paul Robeson, what kind of contracts now do they have for the people that are in power that they put in front of us as our leaders?
Right.
This is what I'm saying, like, imagine if at that time they were doing that up front and they were like, sign this document to, if you want your advancement, if you want to, try to progress your life and make some money. And imagine when they're selecting the people to be in place, what you can and can't say, or else you lose that.
Hmm.
That's what we're living under,
And the fear
Mhm.
of so many of our leaders have been murdered.
Yeah.
MLK. We talked about Medgar Evers. We talk about Malcolm X. We can go on and on and on, or have been somehow trivialized so that you don't want to be about that person. Let it be a rapper right now who's a great leader, and they're getting killed even by our own. We'll take care of your family. We're fighting
Yeah.
against ourselves. And Joy, what you talked about, this has been a thing. I so agree. We wanted integration because we thought then that would make us, we get a piece of the pie. But then too many Black people left black businesses to go and spend it so they could be special out there.
Mhm.
And then those Black businesses ended up folding.
Yeah.
And now I'm a big proponent of, I'm going to try and find a Black business who I can give my money to, depending on what it is. And now everybody in the world knows that on Wednesday at 6:00. Don't bother her for an hour and a half.
Mhm.
But it's such a concerning right now. I thought we were handing the next generation some of the blood, sweat, and tears that even we went through. But it's almost like they've got to go back out there and fight for rights that are taken away. And I feel not only, I'm wondering what you guys think about this, it's not only Black people need to come together, but it's really tribal.
Yeah.
It's really
Absolutely.
about all races. I saw an interesting something on Instagram the other day where this Mexican guy said, the title was, some of you saw this, 100 Mexicans versus 100 Blacks. You saw that?
Mhm.
And what he said was, he was really cool, just sitting in his chair. He said, yeah, why we could do that, but why don't we get together and open up businesses?
Mhm.
I've been wanting to say, he said it in a way I've been wanting to see happen, that we get together, because putting the ethnic races against each other, those white people who feel that way can just sit back and go, well, we've won. Look at this. They're fighting each other just to get to
Yep.
us.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Thoughts? Anything? There's so much to say.
Yeah, there is so
So
much to say.
yeah.
There's some. Well,
It's
let's also go to this, where this show is being taken place. It's taking place at Greenway Court Theater. What's the address, Muhammad, please?
544 Fairfax Avenue,
Between
Los
Bev.
Angeles,
Sorry, between
between Melrose.
Go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, between Melrose and Beverly. Yep.
And it was started by two Caucasian people. Pearson, I'm going to say his name incorrectly. Would you please give Pearson's
Pearson
name
Blue,
and Whitney's, their last names?
Whitney Weston,
Okay.
co-founders.
And they are white. And the reason why I bring that up is because I just mentioned tribal. They are about bringing people together. They're
Yeah,
about Muhammad. They're about
yeah,
this play. And
yeah.
and in our coming together as Black people, I want us to not push away those who aren't our ethnicity, who want to be a part of us and what's happening, of how we can make ourselves stronger. Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely. I
that's
mean, even if,
Absolutely.
go ahead, Joy.
that's what one of the things that I love about Fannie Lou is that she really was about helping everybody. When she wanted to do the food co-op, it wasn't just about feeding Black people. If you were Black, if you were white, it did not matter. If you needed food, she wanted to be able to feed everybody. She said that if you hate me because of my skin color, it don't make me any better to hate you because of yours.
Mm.
Yeah,
So she was about humanity, and that's where we have to be right now. We need people who are searching for justice for human beings, not just justice for one particular group. That's what's going to move us forward, in my opinion.
Mm.
agreed.
Agreed.
I mean, even when you go back to the story 64 Mississippi, you have a busload of white kids that risked their lives to go and register Black people. They did not have to do that.
Come on.
They did not have to, and their parents didn't have to allow them to do that. This was a pivotal time where, like, that's what was so important, was that there was a unity for a greater cause around something that we knew morally was right, and now we're being desensitized to all the things because we're so used to it coming in at us, of things that aren't morally right, that we just accepted. Oh, that's messed up. Hey, what's for dinner? It's just a normal day. you know
Mm-hmm.
we're desensitized to the
Yeah.
things that are to everyone around us. So it puts us at a really awkward position, at this time.
Mm, mm,
You know,
mm.
and I wonder when there's going to be an acknowledgement of what the civil rights movement really did for every other group of people
That's right, especially
in
for
this
women.
country,
Mm-hmm.
for women and for people who have migrated here and
Yes.
who don't want to respect the Black American, the African American here in this country, because they say, well, why haven't you done this or why haven't you done that? Well, any of the success that they're having, any of the loans they're getting, any of the privileges they're getting it because of people like Fannie Lou Hamer.
That's
They're
right.
getting it because of the fights and the things and the beatings and the incarceration and the killings that we endured as a people. So I
Yeah.
just, when is that going to happen? When people are going to when we're going to even acknowledge it for ourselves? When we're going for ourselves are going to understand the power that we've had in moving everybody forward.
I had
That's
a
right.
conversation with George Wolfe, and George Wolfe, a writer, brilliant director, George Wolfe said, if Black people travel, especially the ones in the hood, if they got a chance to travel and see their influence all over the world, K-pop, I'm sorry, that's soul music. That's not from their culture. That's something they have gotten from our culture and have integrated into what they do. You are so right there, Joyce. Kelly says, the idea of the talented 10th or the exceptional is so destructive. It means never expanding people's ideas of what it means to be Black, never confronting the racist backbone of America. The idea of the talented 10th. Huh. Huh.
Hmm.
Muhammad, I know you have to go. Do you have to go?
Yeah.
6:40?
I'm gonna leave at 7 o'clock. I gotta
Great.
run.
You
Yeah,
you can
definitely.
stay. With all this, as you see, you guys, the new funk movement in the Netherlands is on fire. I wonder where the Netherlands got their funk from. With all of this, you guys, you must come see the play. You have to come see the play. And I didn't have a time. I always like to make cards so you can see where to come. But I post it all the time. We could talk more about the play and all this subject, but because I know you got to leave soon, Muhammad, and I know all you guys got to study because I know who your director is, and she's gonna want you off book. So,
yes, she will.
I want to talk about your careers. I want to hear from each one of you. Briefly, I know it wasn't easy because our show is about the vision is possible. How are you making your vision possible? Please jump in.
Joy, ladies first.
Yep.
She's like, why you put me in the house seats?
No, I'm
It's
like,
all out game, huh?
you sure you want me to go first? Because y'all might not get to talk.
It's so
Well,
vast,
just make sure Muhammad gets to talk because the other two can stay till they're done. Okay, go ahead.
So in this, how am I outside of this show?
Yeah, outside the show, the vision. And I know it wasn't easy, honey. When you got no's and things, and how you keep going and flowing.
Yeah, well, first of all, a no for me is just not right now. It's not no, right? Because a no means if you take that no as it's a permanent thing, then it's too hard to keep going back and trying to walk through that door, right? But if you know that that possibility is always there, then you can go back to the door again and again and again. And I can accept the no right now because that gives me space to say no, not right now to other things as well. That doesn't mean that I'm saying no forever when I say no to something. It just means no not right now. So respecting the boundaries around that keeps me in with a sense of peace, right? Because I feel like if you don't understand the boundaries around the no, then the no becomes real personal. And it's not always real personal. It's not, it's so many different things. So for me, in terms of my vision, oh man, I feel like I am working every single day towards it. I feel like I am in this really beautiful space where I am attracting some amazing people. I attracted you all into my life. I didn't know any of you folks before this experience. And I feel so grateful that we are all working together. And I'm staying in a constant flow of gratitude. I'm staying in a constant flow of being able to discern and figure out where I'm supposed to be and where I'm not supposed to be. And if I'm not supposed to be there, being okay with saying I'm not supposed to be here. Because if I say yes to everything, I might be blocking what the thing that's really for me, right?
Come on.
Because I'm all over the place. So instead of being all over the place, I'm really being conscious of what kind of energy I want to be around. I'm very conscious of my own personal growth and my own sense of self-awareness, and being open to hearing the things that I need to hear, as opposed to being in that place of like, this is the way things are, because I know that I'm going to the next level. And as I go to the next level, I'm going to have to learn new things. I'm going to have to make adjustments. And I am so ready for it. I'm ready for it.
I love it. And that's why her name is Joy. I love that. I love that. Muhammad, would you follow that up, please? Because I know you're going to leave it. Gentlemen, can you stay a little longer than 7? I'll talk to your director. Who is me? I'll make sure it's okay with her.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, producer, writer.
Yeah. Well, for me, I gotta give a lot of thanks and praise to the foundation, my mom and dad. They poured my cup. My cup overflows. I have a mindset of abundance constantly. And with that being my foundation, I never I never felt lack. Even when moving to Los Angeles and I was up against people where there were supposed to be competition, I never looked at anyone as my competition. I never do, because no one's me and I can't be anyone else. My essence is mine's. It's mine's. Uh, and um, and I roll with that. I roll with that. I understand that there are no losses, in life. There's only lessons. So anything that you think may be a loss is truly just a lesson to just keep moving on, and just the mindset of things. So uh, another thing I would just say is keeping my inner child intact. My inner child sings constantly, so that things don't really bother me that bother a lot of other people, because I'm connected to my inner child at the highest level. Um, and I'll give a quick, I guess, story of how things started for me. Well, in Los Angeles, as we all know, it's competitive. There's these different things that happen, and I started seeing gaps, and I started seeing like, man, um, a lot of complaints, and I'm a solution oriented person. So what I did was I made some money. I did a lot of commercials and different things as an actor, saved my money, did well with my money, and I took out my couch from my house and threw in theater seats in as my couch, because I knew I wanted to have a theater someday. And I'll tell you, within 6 months, a theater became available for sale. And it was a little 60-seat black box theater that I named Moments Playhouse, right off of Melrose and Heliotrope. And I became the artistic director. So I could not complain about the opportunities, about, man, they're not looking at my plays. I can't go audition here. They never called me in. I started creating it for not just myself, but for the community, because there was a larger call for that, and it was necessary. So that's the one thing that I would love to just hand off to people is, you see problems, fill that gap, because you become a bridge to something greater, you know?
I love that. You see these people I get to work with every day. That was so beautiful. Both of you, so beautiful. Uh, you know, I want to tell a really fast story that I want to get to you guys. So you hear what Muhammad was saying. He created the theater in his living room, and then one became available. When I was a little girl, my father bought a pool table. It was the last pool table that, you're playing pool, and the balls go down the side. It was part of the last group of pool tables that was made like that, because now they just fall into a pocket. And so my father sold it for $500 when he sold our house. I was about 20 at the time. I was devastated, because he taught me how to be a shark. My brother and sister learned on that pool table. We loved that pool table. It was gone. He sold it to Beverly Todd, actress. All my life, I was like, if I could just find that pool table. And I didn't remember who he sold it to, but I want that pool table. So I'm at the credit union at after one day. Beverly Todd's in line. She looks at me. She goes, "Oh, Iona, I'm going to sell the pool table. Do you want it? I'll sell it to you for what your father sold it to me for." Now, that was worth a lot more money. I went, "Yes, I want that pool table." I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment. There was no place for me to put this damn pool table. But I took and it was old. I mean, it was sheet metal. It was just so big. So I got a storage space. I had the pool table for about 6 months. And then I went to lunch somewhere, and these two people walked in, and they asked me, "How are you?" And I knew them, Anne Marie Johnson and her husband. And they said, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm looking for a house." I swear to you, I, I don't know where that came from. I didn't say, "I'm fine." I said, "I'm looking for a house." The husband, Marty, says, "I have a house for rent." I get the house. The pool table fit into my living room. I say that to you to follow Muhammad's story of get what you need for yourself instead of waiting for the opportunity for somebody else to give it to you. Put that
Yes.
theater in your living room. Get that pool table and put it in storage when you got an apartment, and you will get that house where the only thing that fit in my living room was the pool table. So, Muhammad, I'm glad you're here. I know you have to go. I don't want you to leave in between what Tracy and Newton may be saying. So, see you at rehearsal tomorrow. And thank you for
Yes.
joining us tonight.
Thank you all. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. Much love, you
Good night,
Absolutely.
guys.
Muhammad.
Brother Muhammad.
Take care.
Ciao. Oh, he is
Ciao.
our grand rising brother. So, Newton and Tracy, and Newton, you gonna go last. Tracy, what you
Yeah,
got to say?
Man, what was the question again?
So,
No.
I want to know how are you making your vision possible? What is it that's going on for you? How do you keep yourself going? You got it.
Honestly, I am merely a human. I have my moments, but I view the whole process like a fireplace, right? And sometimes that fire is burning and blazing high. And sometimes it's just embers of what a fire used to be, but it's still lit. And I take these moments as logs to add to my fire. Like every opportunity, I'm like, man, I needed that. It might have been a small log, might have been a big log, but the fire is still burning. But there are moments where I don't see the blaze, and I'm uncertain, and I'm not sure, and I try to do little things to keep me in alignment with it, like even putting myself back into classes, learning different techniques, and trying to challenge myself in that way, being around the environment versus sitting at home complaining about what I'm not doing. I remember years ago, I believe it was Don Cheadle said a quote about, people constantly saying that they want to act, coming up to him saying that they want to act, they want to be actors. And he's always asking the question, well, what are you doing towards that? Are you reading? Are you doing any theater? Are you doing any plays? Are you in any classes? And this, that, and the third. And there was a large portion of my time spent not doing any of those things. And I still was desiring to be an actor. And I feel like keeping that burning desire, keeping that joy inside of me, keeping that inner child, as Muhammad mentioned, um, excited to get up and do it is has been very important uh, in just keeping the vision alive.
Hmm.
Being tapped in with my feelings, um, allowing myself those moments, giving myself as much grace as possible, but still ready to do the work. I really just enjoy doing the work. I'm a fan of the sweat and being in the gym and the process. I do enjoy it as much as I may think I don't. When it comes down to it, I like to be in the trenches. So this has been a great opportunity for me to get in the trenches and just keep my tools sharp and learn so many things, different entities, different talents, different things I could pull from. And it's been exciting, honestly. Like I like having structure. I don't like being told what to do, but I love structure. So getting up every day, coming to the rehearsal, knowing I have to be there, knowing I have to show up, not only for myself but for my teammates, and knowing I want to, as Joy said, Newton and I had known each other from class, funny enough, but not knowing anybody else, but still Newton and I had never had an opportunity to really build that trust in this capacity. Like you can lean on me and I can lean on you. And it's so dope to see it. You're nervous at first, like, all right, I'm trustful, and then we all just show up. And I've really been enjoying that. Even having a conversation with Joy today, she brings so much, and I'm just always in awe just watching her work. I'm like, how can I serve you? What do you need me to do? Because you turn me up so much. I want to make sure I'm giving you that. And I think that's what the beautiful thing about, just finding your groove with the right set of people and just being able to, you need me to be here for you. I can get there for you, and I do enjoy pushing myself in that capacity and learning how to and also learning how to be there for people in that capacity.
Mm. That's awesome, Tracy. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are just wonderful. And Newton Mayenge. Oh, Newton, who walked in. And I was like, did Sydney just walk into the room? So what do you do? Oh, how do you feel about that? Keeping your vision going. When you might hear a no or something negative, how do you keep going?
No for me is it's never a negative. It's for me, you're going to get what you're supposed to get. So I kind of piggyback on Joy a little bit. I and Muhammad, I'm always in abundance. There's no lack. There's no competition. My only competition is myself. So for me, I feel blessed when I'm waking up in the morning. Now everything else is bonus. So now I try very deeply. I try as hard as I can to come from a perspective of gratitude that I've already won the lottery by just waking up when there are some that have it, you know, and then conduct life from that perspective, because there's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of pain. And when I can wake up and say, hey, I got my wife next to me, I got my puppies, I talk to my mom early in the morning, my family, I'm good, man. So now when anything else comes up, okay, it sucks because, things isn't always the best. You may get some news that's not good. You may get some things that are unsettling that happen. But, that's as long as we're on this earth, this is life. As long as we're on this earth. So I embrace the rockiness as much as I can. Do I have my moments? Absolutely. But I embrace it as well as embracing the wins and the happy moments, because you have to. That's what keeps me going. Just being an inspiration, similar to Sidney. I remember when I first met him, he said, we were at an event and he said, I have to give everyone an autograph. I was his security at that time, quote unquote. And he said, we can't go anywhere until I get everybody an autograph, for without them, I wouldn't be who I am. And that was, for me, one of the biggest things. And he shared a lot of that with me. And that's how I am naturally anyway. In this business, this is a business of inspiration. Media, similar to in our script, literally moves the needle and affects the world. It affects the culture. It affects everything based on the things that we see in media. Movies or TV series can change anything. So I take that very seriously, like he did, like we all do, to move the needle from that perspective. So there's never a no for me. That's just what I get is meant for me.
Wow, you guys, all of what you have said, excuse me, and all of what, including Muhammad, has been so inspiring, and not just inspiring, but also informative, especially with the idea of how to relate to a no. How to relate to the fire may not be burning as brightly as it was yesterday. I'm so grateful to work with all of you and to have you be a part now of my family and life. And I know I'll see you at rehearsal tomorrow. It's 7:07, you guys. I got 5 hours more work I got to do, and they've got 6. Come see
I'm
the
gonna
play.
put my thinking cap on right now, and I'm gonna go right straight into them books.
I love you guys.
I'm ready for when we get off.
What you got to say, Newton? They've impressed me. What you got to say? I love you guys so much. Thank
I
you
got my
so.
script on my phone.
That's right. Because he's a modern man. He's a modern man. I thank you so much, you guys, for being here. Very much. I'm happy to have our Instagram, our YouTube, and Facebook people here. I will see all of you mañana. Rest well. Love
You
and
rest well.
kisses. And I'll see you then, you guys.
Yes, be good. Thank you for everything.
Wonderful
Good night.
cast.
Thank you.
Uh, love you.
Have a great evening, guys. See y'all tomorrow.
Yes,
Love you
sir.
guys.
See.
Look at them. Do you see who I get to work with every day while I'm working on the show? And you see my house. You see it's a hot mess. I ran out of here yesterday taking some stuff to the theater, and I thought let me share a couple of things from my mother and father that might work for the set. And I just threw stuff everywhere cuz that's what happens when I'm directing. So I want to share with you what I do to make my vision possible, which I do every week, but I always got something to say. I have learned that no's just spur me on to the next. No's mean, yeah, it means not right now. It also means that maybe that's not who I'm supposed to be working with right now, and there's somebody else that I'm supposed to be working with. It also might mean that maybe my project or that audition I did or my presentation was not what they needed. Maybe I need to work on it some more. And no's just moves energy out of the way so I can get closer to my yes. When I was younger, yeah, no would break my heart. I'd think, oh, I worked so hard on that audition. I worked so hard on whatever presentation I had. And there should be a yes there. But sometimes a no saves you away from a situation you should not be involved in, because not every job that comes your way is meant for you. And sometimes that no keeps you from a job you might have wanted, but the fact that you didn't get that is saving you for a better opportunity that is coming toward you. So no's are never a bad thing. And whenever I say no to someone, I always do my best to encourage them to continue on, always. And that's what we need to do with each other. I brought these wonderful people on not only to share with you the cast and the writer, directing producer who I'm working with on Greenwood 1964, happening at the Greenway Court Theater, opening June 6th. But I also brought them on because, as you heard, each one of them has a story of life that has turned into a most positive story of life. They not only pour into others, but they continue to pour into themselves. And that's what we all have to do, to continue to pour into ourselves good stuff, to continue to move forward where you see a lack in your life of something you want. Maybe you're not going to get that, you don't have the money for that house right now, but you act as if you got that house right now, and look what happens. Like Muhammad says, maybe you don't have the theater right now, but you create the theater in your living room, and then 6 months later, there it is. Maybe I don't have a house of what I want, but I go and I get and pay for that heavy and very large pool table to put into my storage because I know I'm going to get that house, and the house surely does come. See, the universe is perfect in that it goes with what desire do you have? What is it that you are willing to do to create what you want? Forget other people who don't want to allow you to dream big. Bless them, love them. They're even some of your family, and let them go in terms of encouraging you. You encourage you. You do that. You want to sing and you can't find a singing gig, then baby, you put those tracks in your living room and you sing. Or you invite your friends over and you sing. Or you go and do karaoke, and your friends may just be here on this level in your living room. But if you want to sing in a big hall, you look out as if you are and act as if. When I was 21 years old, I worked at a radio station, KHJ. And no, was it KHJ? It was a KNX FM. I don't even know if they're still on the air. And they were a big station. And rock and roll legends were coming to that station. That's where I was first introduced to Rufus and Shaka Khan and so many other fabulous bands. We would go and have private concerts with them. And I brought my mother to one of them. I was just I get emotional about things. I was just the receptionist who answered the phone and connected people to the musical director and to the program director. And they had invited me to be a part of this special event. And it was a private concert, and I do think it was with Rufus and Shaka Khan. And there were other big artists who were there, and they were taking a picture. And they said, Iona, come on and get in the picture. And I said to my mom, I went, Mom, I'm only the receptionist. And I don't know, should I really be in that picture? My mother said, I feel like I'm faking. My mother said, baby, everybody's faking in some way until they make it. Everyone's wearing a mask in the moment, depending on what it is that they're doing. So you get yourself up there and smile, baby, because you are creating moments in your life that will lead you to other moments in your life. I never forgot that, because I always saw in my young mind, oh my God, everyone's fabulous. They're making so much money. Their lives are so wonderful and perfect. She said, baby, no. We're all going through stuff. We're all, like Newton just said, life is going like this for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, how much money you have, or how successful you have been. So you put yourself in positions where you feel wonderful and magnificent. And know that that's a little kernel when you're young like that you're going to build on with other kernels. And when you get older, honey, you continue to put yourself in those positions because you have earned the right to be there. And you know what you want. And you know who you are. And if you're in that middle point, you're still questioning. I'll say two things. I like to give advice. I say two things. One is, act as if. Act as if. And watch your act as if become a reality. And the other one was, damn, I hope I didn't forget that one because I thought that one was real good. That's why I saved it for the last. Oh, if a friend was sitting in front of you and they presented you with their considerations about maybe I shouldn't do this or maybe should I do that or I don't know what to do. What would you say to them and then turn that stuff on you and say that to yourself? Because you and I both know that you would support your friend to the moon and beyond. So you support you from the moon and beyond so that your vision can become possible. How'd you like them apples? I'm glad you guys were here with me today. And thank you all, my Facebook friends, my YouTube friends, my Instagram friends, for dealing with the technical difficulties we had in the beginning. Because once we got flowing, it was juicy and wonderful, wasn't it? And everyone, Phil will be back hopefully next week if he's not working again. But if he's not, I will be here. At least I hope I will, because we've got tech rehearsal next week. So I'll have to see how it goes, because if it goes too late, I'll have to cancel next week's show, but we'll see. For right now, I'm going to get hope alive that either Phil or I or both of us are going to be here. And I want you to know from the bottom, the depths, the top of my heart, how much we both love being here every Wednesday with all of you. Because it's as much for you as it is for us to dialogue back and forth with these wonderful guests, to have you guys give us comments here. loving you so very much. And before I go, I've got to let you know where you can find us. So let me bring in just some lovely music. And let me scroll on down here. Here's where you can find my dear sweet brother Phil at the Phil Morris. That's easy to remember because it's everywhere. And here where you can find me. I own a lot of gold. I own a lot of gold. Get it? And then you can find me on Facebook. And you can also go to the website of my short film. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Much love, light, and remember, who you gonna love? You. Who you gonna love? You first. Who you gonna love? Me? Okay, you can love me too. But the first person to love the most is the one who you look in the mirror every morning. Love you guys. See you next week. And even though he's not here, I'm always gonna say, bye, Philly.